All right. Guys, what am I going to do today? We're going to have a short presentation / explanation on the present subjunctive. I always want to say subjective. Don't do that, subjunctive, okay? What is the subjunctive? It is a form that only dinosaurs use. No, I'm kidding, it's not. It is a form that is very formal, okay? Why are we going to learn that? You don't have to use the subjunctive in informal speech, but whenever you're writing a cover letter or whenever you're emailing a hiring manager, it is important to know how to use this and to make use of this, this verb tense, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see how I do that. Okay. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah? Okay, perfect. Okay, wait. Is this it? No. Guys, I don't think I've ever used this in like 2 years. How do I make it go big? No.
Click present.
Huh? Oh, okay. I see it now. All right. Okay, present subjunctive. We have past subjunctive as well, okay? But and future subjunctive. These we're going to leave for other classes. Let's start with small steps. So first I wanted to do a small exercise with you guys. So let's just fill in these blanks here. Let's see what do you think would be the right answer. So let's see, Leonardo, this first question here, what would you put here? Okay, so the verb is within the parentheses, all right, guys?
My boss just I wish I dash to be more organized.
Okay, wait. My boss suggested that I
Wish to be more organized.
Okay, no. You have to use this verb right here. You see? So
yes,
conjugate this verb.
I were more organized.
Organized?
Organized.
Okay. Actually, the right way is my boss suggested that I be more organized. Yes, it's very weird. I know that I be more organized. So let's see. Number 2, José Luis. What would be your answer here? José Luis, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's important that he come on time.
Okay, good call. Why did you choose come and not comes?
I don't have idea.
You don't have any idea. Okay, but come is correct. It's important that he come on time. All right, Cristiano, you, hard one.
I recommended that she do not use that framework.
No, wrong. Actually, it is, I recommend that she not use that framework.
Okay.
Yes, very weird as well. I'm going to explain why. Okay, guys, I just want you to get acquainted with this. All right, so this one should be easier. Nazareno, number 4.
I urge you not put aside what you have learned.
Okay, really good. Few things. Urge.
Okay.
Not put, okay?
Not put, okay.
Not
I
put
did
aside.
it. I think I didn't heard this word, urge.
Urge.
It's new for me.
It's new. To urge is like, it's like I really want you to not to do that, okay? So
Okay.
I don't want to use the word in Portuguese, but urge has a sense of urgency, comes from urgency. So like I am really telling you, I told you many times not to put aside what you have learned, all right?
Okay. A powerful word, yes?
A powerful word, yes. Very good. Okay, this one. It's me, so I'm going to say it. It's a good idea, Stefanie, make a lesson on the subjunctive. And number 6, Fabiana, can you answer?
I wish I'd be more living in Canada.
Okay, tricky question actually. This case, we use were, not be. All right, I'm going to explain why as well. Wish has different rules. But yes, in any other context that you're not using wish, you would use be. So good call anyways. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up here, guys, did you notice that sometimes I use that and sometimes I didn't? That's why this word that here in this kind of context, it's optional, okay? So the same way I said my boss suggested that I be more organized. I could have said my boss suggested I be more organized. Yes, it sounds very weird. Or number two, it's important he come on time. I recommended she not use that framework. All right, all good so far? I can't see your faces because I am in full screen, so that gets me a little bit worried. So please just answer yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few basic concepts. I try to make it very easy. So first thing, the present. It's used to explore conditional or imaginary situations or suggestions, commands, or demands, all right? So for example here, to propose, that is a suggestion. To command, that is a demand. Demand, obviously. To desire is a kind of suggestion, to insist, etc. Okay, so this is the situations that we use the subjunctive in the present, and we use it commonly with these verbs. There are also other verbs, but these ones are the most common ones. So to propose, to command, to demand, to desire, to insist, to advise, to ask, to recommend, to request, to suggest, and to urge. We also use it with wish. Okay, we're going to talk about wish a little bit later. Now, we use it in formal speech or informal contexts, such as in cover letters, as I said before, and in correspondence with hiring managers and employers. This is for our context here at VanHack, all right, guys? So if you're writing that super great cover letter and you want to say that you wish you were living in Canada, now you know what's the right way to say it. Not, I wish I was living in Canada. So, verb form. It's very easy, very basic, as you noticed in the last slide. We're basically going to use the infinitive form without the to. So, for example, if I want to say the use the verb to be, I just use be, not the to, okay? Drop the to. That's for positive sentences. For negative sentences, same thing, same rule, verb and infinitive without the to, but before that, I use not. No, I am not going to use don't, doesn't, didn't, any of those words, okay, guys, just not. All right, so what about wish? When we use wish in a hypothetical situation, even though wish is in the present, so I wish I, the verb is in the past tense. So I wish I slept more, I wish I ran more. But if you're talking about the verb to be, so I wish I were rich, I wish I were rich, to be rich, we use were, not was. And this is for every single person. So I wish I were, I wish you were, I wish he were. Yeah, I wish he were. Yeah, it sounds so weird. I wish he were, I wish you were, they were, and so on. Okay, almost done. Guys, are you following? Do you need me to speak a little bit slower?
No.
Okay, for you. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, so a few examples. Number one, her boss insisted that is optional, as I said before. Her boss insisted that she go to New York immediately. I suggest Jill be promoted to manager. It's important we be vigilant. Our advice is that the school hire more staff. I wish I were a millionaire. This is one that's actually true. Now, a few expressions, we also use the subjunctive. It's best, so it's best that you go to Canada. It's crucial that you study a lot, or it's crucial that he study a lot. It's desirable that Leonardo go back to work after his daughter gets better. It's essential, let me see. It's essential everyone study about English, and so on, okay? Important, recommended, urgent, necessary, good or bad idea. We also use the subjunctive in a few set phrases. So for example, heaven forbid, if we're going to conjugate this not in the subjunctive, it will be heaven forbids, come what may, so be it, God save the queen, truth be told, and may the force be with you. All right, so that's it. Fairly simple.
I have one question. Can you describe the set phrases? So how to use them?
Describe what? The set
The last
phrases?
slide.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. All right, so heaven forbid. Are you Brazilian? No, right?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Too bad I can't use Portuguese. Okay, heaven forbid would be...
Sorry. No, not Portuguese. Not Portuguese. No Portuguese.
Okay. But are you Brazilian?
No. Indian here.
Oh, okay, you're Indian. All right, no problem.
Yeah.
Same explanation. Heaven forbid. I would use this sentence, this phrase, actually, whenever I don't want something to happen. So I say, for example, oh, imagine if my husband died. Heaven forbid that happens. Understood? Got the context? Like, I hope this doesn't happen. Okay?
Right.
All right. Come what may. Come what may. Let me think. Okay. Maybe I win the lottery. Maybe I don't. Come what may, I'll be happy with the results. Got it? All right. So be it. So be it. My husband doesn't want to buy me flowers. So be it. I don't care.
Okay.
Got it? All right. I'm talking too much about my husband, right? All right. God save the queen. This actually doesn't have a hidden meaning. It's actually God save the queen. It's used a lot in the UK. Truth be told, I think this one's fairly easy. For example, I talk about my husband, but truth be told, I love him a lot. Got it? Right. Okay. And may the force be with you. That's just a catchphrase from Star Wars.
Right.
All right. Any more questions from you?
Thanks. That's all.
No? Okay. What about the rest of the guys? Guys, was it easy to understand? I was a little bit worried because I couldn't see your faces. And I usually look at you to see if you're understanding or not. So let me know. How was it? You still need to talk, okay? Okay, go ahead.
I understand very well, but I need to try and...
Okay, all right. So basically, there are those verbs that I showed you, right? Basically, if you want to make a recommendation, a suggestion, or to demand something, you're going to use the subjunctive. The idea is the same as it is in Portuguese. What is the difference in English? You use the subjunctive. The form that you're going to use is basically the verb in the infinitive. So to be, to run, to look, to cry, etc. without the to. That's it. It sounds very weird. Why? It's kind of a formal conjugation, and it's not something we use in spoken word. So you don't have to worry about speaking this way, okay? Everyone does it incorrectly, and it's okay, because it's the norm nowadays. The modern English, we don't use it in spoken word. However, if you want to use it in writing, I think I totally recommend it, because it sounds a little bit more polished, all right? So basically, the verb in the infinitive without the to. So I recommend that you be a little bit more friendly. I don't. You're very friendly. You understand? It's just that I use be because our first instinct is to conjugate the verb, right, in the present of the indicative. So I recommend that you are more friendly. But that's actually wrong. You see? So that's the idea here. And then in the negative form, the only difference is that I use not in the front, in front of the word. So I recommend that you not be more friendly, because you're already very friendly.
Yeah, in general, it's used for asking, demands, proposing.
Yes, definitely. That's it. And with wish. And with wish, it's even simpler, okay? Because with any other verb except to be, I'm just going to use the past tense. So I wish I were, no. I wish I ran faster, I wished I cried less, I wish I ate less. That's the idea. I just use the past tense. The only exception here is the verb to be. It's not really an exception because I'm also going to use the past tense, but I'm going to use were, not was. So for everyone you use were. I wish I were richer. I wish he were richer. I wish she were richer, and etc. It sounds weird, but it's right. Okay? Did you understand now? It's okay. I can explain as many times as you wish.
I understand. Thank you.
I wish you a Merry Christmas. That's different. Marcos shared with us on the chat. I wish you a Merry Christmas. It's different, but I like that expression. Okay. So, guys, any questions at all about anything? Anything not too complicated? No?
I am later. I don't be questions.
Oh, you arrived late?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Sorry.
right. No, it's all right. So I see a lot of people joining. I'm just going to make a recap, all right, real quick. Not just for you, Marcos, but especially for you, but for the other guys as well. Okay. So, quick recap. Let's start here. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, wait. Okay. Quick recap. Okay, subjunctive. If we don't know how to use a subjunctive, okay, which is not going to happen after this class, how would I fill in the blanks here? I would say, for example, my boss suggested that I am more organized or that I was more organized. It's important that he came on time or that he comes on time. It's recommended that she doesn't use, oh, it sounds weird, that framework. Okay, this is what I would say, but this is not the right form. It is okay to speak like that if you're just talking, okay? You're talking to a friend, you're talking in an interview. It's not a problem. No one's going to judge it because everyone says it. I'm going to use quotes here, okay? Incorrectly. But if you're ever writing a letter, or if you're writing a cover letter, or if you're sending an email to a hiring manager or future employer, how would you say it? You would say, my boss suggested that I be more organized. So it's fairly simple. What are we going to do? We eliminate the to, and we just use be. It's important that he come on time. I recommended that she not use. So if I want to say the negative way, I just use not in the front and then use the verb without the to, okay? I recommended that she not use that framework. I urge you not put aside what you have learned. It's a good idea, Stefanie, make a lesson on the subjunctive. I wish and this is the exception, not really an exception, but with the verb wish, I'm always going to use were for the verb to be. I wish I were, sorry about that. I wish I were living in Canada. All right, so again, we use a subjunctive for conditional or imaginary situations, suggestions, commands, or demands. Common verbs that we're going to use it with: propose, command, demand, desire, insist, advise, ask, recommend, request, suggest, urge. There are a few more. For example, her boss insisted that she go.
I like just for me. No problem.
No, I have problems too.
Stefanie's freezing.
Yeah. Stefanie down.
Guys, what happened?
I don't know. You just by
Frozen.
Hear you.
You couldn't hear me?
Yes.
None of it?
But in the end,
Just the beginning.
Okay.
Part?
Which part didn't you hear?
The last,
The which part?
last sentence.
The last sentence. Wait.
The which part?
Oh, the which
Yeah.
part? Oh, it's here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we stopped here?
Yes. Number 6.
Oh, I talked so much after that. All right. So, okay, again, always the verb without the definitive
No,
without the
no. 6. You stop in
Yeah,
6.
I know. So we always use that. The only exception, it's not really an exception, is with the verb wish. Wish, I'm always going to use the past tense. So I wish I ran faster. I wish I slept more. So normal. But with the verb to be, we are not going to use was. We're only going to use were. And our first instinct is always to use was, okay? So I wish I was living in Canada. But the right way is I wish I were living in Canada. And this is true for all the, every single pronoun you put here, okay? So for example, I wish he were living in Canada. I wish she were living in Canada, okay? So for every single pronoun, I'm going to use were instead of was. That's the idea. So you got it? That's basically the rule. The rule is if I'm going to speak about any verb that is not wish, I'm going to use only the verb in the infinitive form without the to. If I'm going to say the same thing, but in the negative form, for example here, negative, I urge you not put aside what you have learned. So same rule, I just add not to the front of it.
Use to is wrong.
It's wrong. No, it's not wrong. To be is not wrong, but in the subjunctive, yes, it's wrong. So
Okay.
I am only going to use the second part, not the to, just the be or come or use, etc.
Okay.
All right, so what do I use the subjunctive for? Again, imaginary situations, conditional situations, suggestions, commands, demands. So the most common verbs we use it with: propose, command, demand, desire, insist, advise, ask, recommend, request, suggest, and urge. Okay? So, few examples. Here, her boss insisted that she go to New York immediately. What is our first instinct? Is to say goes. But no, it's go. Remember, to go. So I suggest that Jill be promoted to manager. What is our first instinct? To say is. I suggest that Jill is promoted to manager. But no, we're going to use be because it comes from to be. And so on, okay? Our advice is that the school hire more staff. I wish I were a millionaire, not I wish I was a millionaire.
One clarification.
Yeah.
So in this slide, you have that in brackets. So is there any significance for that?
Yes, there is a significance. That here is completely optional. It's not wrong to use it. It's not wrong not to use it. Do it as you prefer. I found that using that is a little bit more natural, like to me. I always use that, unless I am repeating too much that in a sentence. But so yes, that's what it means. The bracket means you don't have to say it if you don't want to. So you can just say, I suggest Jill be promoted to manager. Her boss insisted she go to New York. Okay, so that's the idea. That's why it's within brackets. Okay.
Right. Got it. Thanks.
All right. A few expressions that we use the subjunctive with. It's best, crucial, desirable, essential, important, recommended, urgent, necessary, good or bad idea. So it's best that you learn English. Okay, that's pretty normal, right? We obviously would use learn. But if I say it's best that I'm not going to say learns, I'm going to say learn. It's best that he learn English. It's best that she learn English. Why? Because it's coming from to learn. And I'm not going to add the S at the end. I'm going to use the verb as it is on the infinitive, okay? And the last thing I put here on the slides is a few set phrases that use the subjunctive. So you don't have to conjugate anything here. It's just that they're set. They're common phrases. So we have heaven forbid, come what may, so be it, God save the queen, truth be told, and may the force be with you. Okay? Is it clearer now?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Any
May the
questions?
force.
All right. Do we still have any questions from anyone? No? Okay. Okay, perfect. So I just wanted to acknowledge for a small moment that we have 3 girls in this class, myself included, of course. Yes, guys, I love this. And do you remember Stefanie, the other Stefanie? Some of you might remember her. She was hired today, guys. Yeah. So good thing, right? Hired from the fair, actually, by boat. So yeah, see? I hope that all of you from some point stop coming to my classes, not because I don't want to see you anymore, but because I want you to be hired and not need to come here. Okay, so I am cheering for all of you. All right. Whew. So many people in this class. I got nervous. Okay. All right, so what are we going to do now? We're going to continue with the technical questions because I heard that people were loving it. Right, Leonardo? I received some good feedback. So if you guys want to continue to do it, I'll be happy to. No, we're not going to do them again tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow we're going to do something different, just to do a little bit more technical questions. I know you like it. So, all right, who would like to begin? No one. Not Jose Luis, okay. Now Marcos as well. Let's start with you, André. Is it André?
All right, yeah, it can be me.
Okay, André, which languages do you work with? Or what is your main language?
Well, my native language is Portuguese, but I do speak English and Spanish. My English level is higher than Spanish, actually, but I am comfortable with both of them, Spanish and English.
Okay, amazing. But in terms of programming languages?
All right.
What is the one you use most often?
Okay. I am a data engineer, so I use mostly Python as a language for programming, but I'm always use R as a language for analyzing data. So R and Python are the most used languages that I use.
Okay, don't worry. I have an interview, lots of interview questions for you, okay? I was hoping I could use them someday. All right, so let's start with a simple one. Let's see if it's simple. Actually, I don't understand any of this, okay? I'll be very honest with you.
All right.
Okay, so, but we're going to see if the other guys agree, if they have anything to say about that. Today is more of a discussion among yourselves, guys, less than me telling you what to say and what not to say, all right? Obviously. So, André, describe, no, okay, no, wait, that's not it. That's not it as well. Okay, considering the scalability, which benefits do you, what are the benefits of choosing a cloud solution over an on-premise one?
All right, when you are using a cloud solution, the scalability is already included. For example, if you are going for a solution that is growing from 1 row to 1 billion row, once you are on a cloud solution, you can build another servers, and all these servers can work together. When we are using our on-premise solution, we are just using the servers that we already got. So we are only using the servers that we are running on our infrastructure. So cloud solutions can run as many services as we need for this period of time, or for as we need.
All right. What is your name again? You very friendly guy from India.
Oh, I'm Gaurav.
Gaurav. Okay, Gaurav. Yeah. You were agreeing with them. Are you a data engineer as well?
I'm kind of data engineer, but my main role has been a full stack developer. But I work with data and I deploy servers on cloud.
Okay, but you understand what he's talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you add anything to his answer?
Yeah, so scalability, there is huge financial benefit. So when you have high load, you can scale your server up. And when you have low load, you can scale your server down. So more server will cost you money, and low servers will cost you less money. it's like in night you will have less load. So you can financially it's beneficial because you will be saving money at night by scaling down your servers. Apart from that, you can increase your server on the fly, so you don't have to purchase the servers for on premises, and you can, I mean, like there is less overhead of having a physical server in premise which you have to monitor by yourself, but this can be done by cloud itself. So cloud is more efficient, or it's like too much pros are there for the cloud apart from on premises. The only benefit I see for on premises is it's like some companies have compliance with the big governments or banks that they own the data on premises, so the only benefit would be on premises for that purpose.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you agree, Andre?
Yeah, I do agree. For example, nowadays I'm working for a bank and we are using on-premise solutions. We do know everyone that are working there. We know that there is lots of advantages on using cloud solutions, but we got to use on-premise solution because that's a part of the rules that we are dealing with. So I do agree with him.
Okay, nice. So what else I have here on the file? So yes, I have what you said. So pay only for what you need. About the advantages of cloud solutions, okay? Pay only for what you need. Set up scaling quickly, so you can quickly see the average utilization of all of your scalable resources without having to navigate to other consoles. I don't know if you guys mentioned that or not. We also have make smart scaling decisions. So cloud solutions let you build scaling plans that automate how groups of different resources respond to changes in demand. So you can optimize availability, costs, or a balance of both. Is this right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so don't forget to mention that, okay?
Okay, all right.
Okay,
Good.
something else, Andre. Scalability, not scalability, okay?
Scalability.
Yes, perfect. You have to pronounce all the sentences. Okay, really good. All right, Marcos, would you like to answer a Ruby on Rails question?
Ruby on Rails?
Yes.
Okay.
I
like
know you
Python.
work with Java. Python?
Java, Python.
What about Ruby on Rails? You have a band called On Rails.
I work with
You are
Ruby
a
on Rails,
poser.
but I like Java. I like Python. I don't like Ruby on Rails because it have many files, and I don't like this. I think this is unorganized.
Okay, let me see. I'm not sure if I have anything Python specific here.
Flask with Python.
Do you know anything about ETL?
ETL, no.
Okay, so no, Ruby on Rails it is. Now, since you told me you don't like Ruby on Rails, I want you to tell me what are some of the advantages of using Ruby on Rails. So even though you don't like it, you have to defend it.
Okay. Ruby on Rails is a language very special because on Rails is a framework to use Ruby, and on Rails turn the code more testable.
Testable?
I don't know. Testable. Yeah. And you can use many things in little time, fast time. The development is very fast, but I don't like how many files necessary.
Advantages.
Advantages.
The advantages. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Ruby on Rails is very clean to develop, but no, and is very easy to build a program, a little program. Okay.
Okay, too vague. Do we have any other Ruby developers here?
What?
Do we have any other Ruby developers?
Yes.
Other than you? No, no one. Okay.
No one.
Okay, so a few things you should have mentioned, okay? First of all, one of the advantages, it's open source, all right?
Okay.
Second, they talk about meta programming. So Ruby on Rails make it possible for you to write code that acts on code rather than data. And this can be a huge advantage for some reason.
Without data, without knowledge of database.
All right, what else I have here?
Yeah.
Built-in testing. You talked about being testable. So Rails enables developers to use supporting code called harnesses and fixtures to quickly draft simple, extendable, automated tests.
Yeah.
And last thing, programmer productivity. So the Ruby framework isn't called Rails for no reason. So it can quickly carry an app from conception through development into production in record speed. Basically, those are a few concepts that I have here. What one question that I have for you, you talked about Rails. Isn't the framework called Ruby on Rails? Because I learned today.
Framework is on Rails. Ruby is a language.
Leonardo, what do you have to tell me about that?
I tell it's Ruby on Rails is the name of the framework.
So guys, someone is wrong here.
Ruby is a language. Ruby on Rails.
Rails is the framework of frameworks.
Rails is framework. Ruby is a language. Ruby on Rails is
Rails is a meta framework.
Yes.
That's what I thought as well. Okay, but I have just researched and
just go to sites. Ruby on Rails.
Ruby on Rails is a framework, guys.
Because that is why I use vanilla JavaScript. It's very complicated. Ruby on Rails, Ruby Rails, and so on. Just kidding, guys.
Ruby on Rails is sorry. The same thing. No, Python with Flask. Okay, Python with Flask. Ruby on Rails. Ruby is a language. On Rails, Ruby on Rails is the name, but Rails is a frame. On Rails is a
okay.
The name of the framework.
The way.
All right, wait. Leonardo and Marcos, this is your homework for tonight. I want you to research, okay? Tomorrow you come with an answer and whoever is wrong admits that he's wrong. Because one of you is wrong. All right?
Okay.
Okay, homework. Okay, great. Guys, you're so funny. All right. Okay, Nazareno, let me get a vanilla JavaScript question for you.
Oh.
I'm going to give you, I know what I'm going to ask you. Nazareno, can you explain to me what is a compound? But as if you were explaining to a 10, no, not a compound, a component, sorry. As if you were explaining it to a 10-year-old.
Oh, I got this question in the last interview that I had.
Oh, really?
But,
okay.
But not related to JavaScript. Was related to HTML, I think.
Okay,
so,
explain what is a component. I don't think the language really matters here.
A component is a piece of code that you have basically reuse in a lot of parts of your project. That is.
Okay, what is a code? I'm a 10-year-old, remember?
Oh, now I have to explain what is a code.
Yes, but if you had explained it well the first time, you wouldn't have to.
Okay.
So it has to be simple.
So I try to be better. So a component is a part as that you can use when you want in your project. Your project is, if you have 10 years old, if you are in 10 years old, like a block project, I think. I don't know how to explain better.
Okay, all right. I know it's hard.
Very hard.
Leonardo, do you remember the answer we got today from our friend?
Yes,
Ashish?
about the puzzle. The puzzle.
Yes. Can you explain that?
Yes, in the afternoon we have this question, and the answer is the component is like a piece of in the puzzle. Is the more simple component to make the all the component out the big picture, the puzzle.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. So I like this answer.
I can take a guess on that. So I would say component to a 10-year-old, I would say it's a piece of Lego block. You can reuse it at different places where it fits. So it's reusable part, and to a 10-year, it's a Lego block kind of stuff.
Amazing. Great answer. We got this answer as well today. Really good.
Yes.
That's the idea.
I was thinking in that way, but I have no words to explain better. So
it's all right. He had like 5 minutes, and I know I caught you off guard. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. So let me see. Okay, Leonardo, your turn.
And for people with 10 years today, they know about code and computers. We can.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do they? Maybe your daughter. Does your daughter know about code?
Code, no. Not yet. Not yet.
How old is she? 11, right? Yeah. So, okay. All right.
But you understand.
Yeah, I got it.
I
don't agree with you, but I got you. Okay, question. What is JSX? Remember, begin with the description. JSX.
Oh, yes. JSX is how I say is the
syntax.
Yes, is the syntax used in Rails framework to building the interface and components. The components of the interface is like HTML, but it's JavaScript.
Okay. What do you think, Gaurav? Is that it?
Yeah, Gaurav.
Gaurav.
So, as you said, it's a syntax, but it's used in React. It's specifically derived from the React part, React, community. So, it's a mixture of HTML and JavaScript, where you can write complex code in HTML and use some JavaScript with it also. So that's all I right now know about it.
Yes, I like to change. It's not about. It's like HTML. It's like XML, but not HTML.
Okay. It does mention here. Okay, so the answer I have, JSX is a syntax extension to JavaScript. So it looks like HTML or XML, and it makes it simple to produce React elements with a syntax that is simpler and near to HTML. Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a very concise way of explaining it, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right,
More concise.
great. Jessica. Hey, Jessica, what kind of question can I ask you?
The simple ones.
A simple one? Okay.
Those guys, they are so smart, seriously. I'm in a very low level of knowledge.
Don't worry, don't worry. You'll be there. You'll be more than that. You'll be beyond there. Don't worry. Okay, so which languages have you been studying?
Python and Java. And yes, that's all for now.
Okay, what are the pros and cons of using Python?
The pros, it's not, it's a very simple language. Like Java, it's very, I don't know how to say this in English, but maybe verbose.
Yeah, verbose.
Yes, Java is, you take too long to learn it because it's, you write too much to do something. In Python, it's very simple. This is a pro of Python. And I don't know how to say a con.
You don't know what to mention? All right,
No.
Marcos, could you help her?
Yes, Python is a clean code. Don't necessary to declare the types of variables. Don't necessary compilation of code is
It's not necessary, okay?
not necessary. Compilation of code is not necessary.
It's not necessary to compile code.
Okay, to compile code is not necessary. The jar or var extension to run the program. Python is easy peasy.
Did you guys know that I learned some Python back in the day when I was in college? Yes, guys.
Yeah.
But I forgot all
This
of
is the
it.
positive things of Python and the negative things.
Okay, yeah. What about the negative points?
I don't see negative points in Python. Sorry.
Really? No one?
So
No,
I have few negative points. I mean, when you talk about speed, it has less speed as compared to other language like C, C++. Other part is it's dynamic compiled. So that's one of the reason that it is slow. If it has been static compiled, then there will be a lot of speed with it. So speed, in one sentence, speed is very less as compared to C and C++ or low level language.
Do you agree, guys?
Yes, I agree.
So.
So. Who said so?
I don't understand many things he spoke.
Okay, can you say it again? Gaurav?
Yes, Gaurav.
Gaurav.
Yeah, Gaurav.
I'll write it down. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So first, that it has its speed is less as compared to C and C++, and the reason I was saying that the possible reason is since it's dynamically compiled and it's not statically compiled, so the optimization at a compiler levels are not done there. That's why it's slow. So I gave a statement and a reason. So that was
It's slow because it's dynamically compiled and not.
Correct.
What was the other? Static compiled. Static as in statue. Okay. cheat word.
Correct.
All right. Okay, guys, do you see why the Indians are stealing your jobs? Look at this guy. He's a genius.
No. I'm just curious.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. All right, Renato, you're talking a lot on the chat. Talk here with us. Let's practice your English. Come on.
No problem. Let's do it. I don't know many of those languages.
Comparing to C or C++, most of the languages are slower. Is that true?
Yeah, C++ is and C, they are more low-level language.
Okay. All right. Is there a C+?
No,
Nope.
plus.
Why ++ then?
Microsoft thinks.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, Renato, you talked a lot today. So I just wanted you to make your comments out loud. Now I actually wanted to talk to José Luis. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, it's your turn, José Luis. Okay, José Luis, what is the language you work with?
.NET Core.
The one that I have nothing about. Okay. I had to be, right? .NET. Okay, let's see. Okay, simple one. Explain the difference between a class and an object.
Oh my God, the class and the object.
Yeah.
Well, the class, it's representation of the object with fields and functions, or yes, this is it. The class is a representation of the object.
Okay, tell me more. I need 2 more minutes of your answer.
Okay, but the class. How to explain? How is the class?
What does the class describe? Describe.
The class describes a field or method or functions of the object.
Okay. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'll let you go.
Function.
Can anyone complement his answer?
They like to talk about the object. Just talk about class. What is the object?
The object. The object represents a class.
In Java, object is one class.
That's what I would ask. Like, does the class define the object? Because that's what I think.
Yes, because the object is the unit in the object orientation paradigm. So, and in programming, in Java programming, class is how you define the object.
Okay. So, all right. Okay. You're researching, José Luis. Don't cheat.
Everybody missed the main point of class and object is the reusability and extend the object, extend the class to create new objects.
Okay, is that right? Is that right, José Luis?
I think.
You think so? Okay, look, you guys that cannot answer this kind of questions, you need to study a little bit more, okay? Technical interviews, it's what this is about. You need to be able to answer this in a very direct way, but not too simple. Explain a little bit more, show them that you know what you're talking about, okay? Even though you know the knowledge, you know how to code, this is what technical interviews are about, all right? Okay, anyone else would like to complement his answer?
No, I just...
Could you repeat the question, please?
Sure. The question is, explain the difference between a class and an object.
So the class is the definition of an object. And the object is instant when you want to initiate the representation of the class, like in instances. So I can give you an example. An engineer has a name, has an address, has a degree, right? That's the class of engineer. And the instances, the objects are maybe I am an engineer, Jose is not an engineer, Ian is another engineer. That's a way to explain, you know?
Okay, yeah, that's a easy way to explain it. Very nice. Very good call, Renato. Okay.
I can take a shot at this if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so as he said, that an object is a instantiation of a class. So for example, you have a class of animal, and then you have zebra, lion, cat. So these are the objects, while your main class is the animal. So in terms of an example, yeah.
Amazing. Why do I like this kind of example? Using figures, okay? Using making connections with the real world. Why is that nice? Because it shows me that you can explain a very complex concept in a very simple way. Why is this good? Because companies nowadays, many of them are looking for software developers that can also be mentors, okay? Mentors to the junior developers, or can work well in a team and teach things to others, etc. Especially for senior software developers. So if you answer a very complex question in a very easy way, to me, it shows me that you will be a great mentor to anyone, okay? That's the key. So that was really good, Gaurav. I got it right this time, right?
Yeah.
Ah, great. All right. Okay, so we have 2 minutes. So what the answer I have here on file, José Luis, just to finish this, okay? In short, a class is a definition of an object, and an object is an instance of a class. So Renato said that. So we can look at the class as a template of the object. It describes all the properties, methods, states, and behaviors that the implementing object will have. As mentioned, an object is an instance of a class, and a class does not become an object until it is instantiated. There can be more instances of objects based on the one class, each with different properties. So this is very complex, but just a few more ideas. Like if you forgot to mention any of these things, those are things that it would be nice for you to mention in your answer. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you for coming tonight. See you tomorrow. Leonardo and Marcos, you have homework. Don't forget, okay? All right. See you tomorrow. Good class with Alicia. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
See you
Stefanie.
tomorrow.
Bye-bye.